Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to Trendy Trading. Let's go ahead and take a look at today and see what we traded so far and just kind of give you guys an idea of my screen. So my positions are rolling up at the top of the screen, but also here what we're looking at on the left is a weekly and on the right is a 4 hour. In the back over here, we have our swing trades that we're watching, not necessarily in them, but just looking to see if if any of those are going to execute. So far this morning, not done much. We trimmed our wish that we had on the spreads, and you could see here, as soon as we open up this morning, we got about 34% on those. I know it doesn't sound like much, but yesterday was amazing. And as I said in the video, it could not hold those bullish levels. So this morning we had a couple questions. Hey, can Wish continue up? And my biggest thing was be patient on open. Any sort of stock that's going to open up, 50, 60% yesterday, that's a huge move, right? And what we look for on big moves is consolidation or sideways action until proven otherwise. That proven otherwise means when price can get over that 23.6 or 38.2. So check it out. I'm going to take you into Wish really fast. Over here again, on the left is the weekly, on the right is the 4 hour. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at that. TOS maybe is giving us some issues here. All right, so here we are. So first thing you're going to notice is our targets were absolutely spot on. And so a lot of times traders will come in and they'll be super pumped and they're ready to take a trade. They might have missed this trade yesterday, and so the first thing they want to do is just buy on the open. Something that I learned looking at past history is you just want to be patient on a huge previous day up, okay? And you want to measure those levels. Let's go ahead and show you really quick. So going off of yesterday's lesson, if we go from the pivot low into the pivot high right here, you could see that price before open, we were talking about this here in the room, is before open it couldn't even hold the 23.6. Okay, so that's the first yellow flag that, hey, maybe it's not extremely bullish right now. We're going to wait. And then immediately on open, as I said, I went ahead and trimmed. It was showing 50%, but again, it's a spread and it's got like 100 plus days on it. So I could not get filled at the 50%. Now, we get the inside and down. Immediately flushes through the 38.2. And for me, if it cannot hold these two levels here, I'm not interested in adding. What we're waiting on now is to see if profit taken takes place, and then we want price to wrap around and then head up over this 23.6 again. So what we do from here is we create an alert at or above, just like this. All right, and I do nothing. I get away from the screen. I don't FOMO it. I just leave it alone, and we'll see if it can reclaim those levels a little bit later. Okay. All right, so another trade that we actually took that is up right now, I believe, is gotu. GOTU. And currently up about $1.98. We went ahead and trimmed this already this morning. I said in the room this could end up being another big move in a smaller name. It's trading at 17 and some change, and I'll give you some targets really quick. Now what you're looking at on the 4 hour is pretty impressive. It's trying to move up over this 44 EMA. That's what this blue dotted line is here, and notice how it came up and tapped that and just kind of pulled back. That's what we're waiting for. If we can break above this level, then we can see it move into the 1791 level. Okay, 1791 and the 1883. So that's what I'm looking for right now if we can break that level. Now, as far as support goes, we want to see it hold above 1650. Okay, so 1650 needs to hold, and we need to break about 1712, 714 in that area. Another thing I want to point out on the trendy scripts here is if you look to the left, notice that the trendy scripts are showing you these arrows. These are sell zones or sell areas. So when we're long something, we look to trim into this area. Okay, so supply and demand traders, you might notice, you could create a box around this. You could create one down here. So you're basically range bound between these two. A breakout above this level here again puts us into that 18, 19 level. Okay, not easy. Needs to break through first. Okay. So that's gotu. Let's go ahead and take a look at Amazon. Also, something that we pointed out this morning. We are along some spreads in this one as well, and those are looking pretty good right now. So I also put on a hedge just in case tomorrow's data comes out that is not favorable. I have some hedges on for Amazon as well to the downside. All right. So right now, though, everything's looking good. It's come up into my target 32.88. It's stalled there. And really, the bigger pivot is over 32.98. Notice it could not get over that. All you have to do is draw a line to the left right here at this previous pivot, and you could see that Amazon stalled there. That's why I have an alert just right over that. This lets me know that, hey, bulls are in. They took that out. Now we're looking for that run into possibly $3,334. Today, it's all about balance, being patient, taking and trimming some of those smaller trades. They might not be amazing results, right? Just depending on what you're in. Don't try to push for that. It's either working or it's not. It's just a trade, all right? Be patient. Let the profit takers take their profits, and then wait for price to come back around if indeed the trend continues. Okay. Let's see what else we got going on here. Oh, I took a SPY strangle. Okay, everybody, SPY strangle. Anybody like those? I love them. I do really well in them. Currently, they're both negative. They were positive, right? We had the puts were positive, okay, but they're not now. I'm basically just flat, and that's okay. And the reason why we do a strangle is because we are uncertain. And what we see right now in the SPY especially is it's very neutral. So a strangle position is when you come into a neutral cycle, right? You're waiting for the bigger move to happen. All right. So the bigger move, let's pull that up just so I could show everybody. All right. And this is going to, I'm just going to mess around with my screen here so you guys can see me. So we'll come right here and pull this about right there. And we'll open this up a little bit. There we go, right there. All right, so these are the trendy trade plans, and we look to go long over the neutral, and we go short underneath the neutral. It really is that simple. For us, we have targets to the upside, we have targets to the downside. The first thing we're going to do is pay attention to the overall trend. This kind of helps with the bias. Like, do I want to be long over the neutral? Yes. The overall trend is bullish. So if we can get price to move over that 423.01 and actually hold that level on a 4-hour candle, we are looking for that move up into 424.60. So what I did, I noticed on the SPY options for 0 DTE, days till expiration, these guys took out the 50-cent increments, which is really frustrating, right? It's really frustrating. So yeah, so good job, guys. You're trimming on your gotu. What are they up right now, RJR? Sorry, man. I'm teaching, right? I'm not looking at my PL or anything like that. So I'm just kind of curious how they're doing. You guys can keep me in check here. So let's see. So like I said, guys, we're in gotu. 30%. Fidelity's updating. That's funny. That takes too long, man. All right, I'll just click my monitor tab and look for myself. So let's see. My position is at 47%. So a little bit different than 30%. I'm up 47%. That was a nice trade. So I was trying to get in the weeklies, and I was sitting here with our new intern, right? And he's chilling out, and he was watching, which was really interesting. Is that you could tell people were piling in on this because I literally tried like 5 times to get into the position. It would not allow me. It just kept going and going and going. No, not my brother. Not today. Nope. And that's a good question. Where is my brother? Where's BMAC at? You should be here. So get over here if you're listening. No, not my grandson. He flew out yesterday, unfortunately. So nope. This is Will. Yeah, Will. I'll put him in the camera soon so he can say hi to everybody. Right. Um, Jennifer says hi. And so what I got going on here is this strangle. Let me get back to that on the SPY. Um, we're uncertain. So it's a neutral strategy. And what I would like to see is a bigger move. The thing is, we got econ data coming out tomorrow. So I might get robbed of my strangle today if it just goes sideways. And you could see here on the screen that we're just going sideways right now. We need a bigger move. And so what you want to do is you want to capture. So earlier I could have trimmed out of this trade when it pulled back right here. Like I said, I think it was at 20 something percent. I could have trimmed there. Okay. And then if it keeps dropping, then I go ahead and sell some more. And then what I do is add back to the call side up here. All right. And then these trendy levels, we look for a bounce, and then it bounces, and then my ads on the call start going up, and then I make money on both sides of the trade. Now, just being transparent, because that's who I am, is sometimes these go completely zero. And so some traders could look at it as, well, I could do an iron condor. And an iron condor is where you actually sell premium, you're not actually buying. Okay, there's a huge difference. You're selling somebody these calls and puts, and you make the money because their positions go to zero. We also teach that as well. All right. All right. So there we go on SPY. The over the neutral, they came into the daily edges. Today we talked about the daily edges. I'm gonna go ahead and showcase that for you really quick. These are all, you know, levels and so forth, and I want to show you these. And we do these, we use the trendy edges on an intraday basis when things are neutral or sideways. All right, and so these levels, they really, really help. The lower levels are support, the upper levels are resistance. Supply and demand, Fibonacci levels, all of that is what I use to get these trendy scripts, okay? All right, so we're going to wait. There we go. All right, so just like I promised, you're going to see right here. Second trim on gotu. Where are we at now, guys? This is getting awesome, man. Let me take a look here. Ooh, 70%. Yeah, baby. Yeah, that's awesome, man. I hope you guys got some. Fidelity still updating. Oh my god, that's funny. Yep. All right, so this is the daily edges here. All right. So we have a daily edge here and a daily edge here. All right. So this is for, we had a question out there on Twitter yesterday. We had a question, well, can you use the scripts? Like what type of time frames can you go to? And honestly, at the end of the day, folks, the trendy scripts are for anybody from 5 minutes all the way up to quarterly charts, yearly charts, monthly charts. So, super swing, super long, leap trades, it all works out. So we have different color edges, and the different colors tell you basically what type of trader you are. So the blue ones are for my guys that like to do leaps 6 months out. The pink ones, this is more for like several weeks or just a week or two. And then the yellow ones are like 1 to 3 days. And then the dailies are anywhere from 5 minutes to a couple hours. So when we come into a neutral strategy and the cycle is sideways, we look to trim into the upper daily edges, or you're long into the upper daily edges, and then you are long if we were to come down into the lower daily edge. So what I'm telling you is today, your range for the Qs is going to be 338.81 by 335.51. All right, so I already know before the market opens what we are doing, and that's what makes us special here. All right. All right, and then go to, let's see here. I'm not sure what I want to do. I'm at 64%. Once we get up here, we could put in a stop. So I'll put a stop in here, somewhere around like this. I like to do this. And again, I'm talking to somebody here. I like to do this once we're in profits. You don't want to give away those profits, man. So limit order, we go in here, put a stop. I don't personally like to showcase my stop to the masses because if you get hundreds of people putting the same stop in, if somebody, there's such thing as a stop hunter. I don't know if that's actually true or not, but just want to be careful. And we'll go right there. And that just puts in a stop. And if price hits that, I'll get stopped out. Not a big deal. Still a fun trade. All right. And I'm already stopped out. So it happened really quick. So another thing that happens here in the room, we have brokerage alerts, which is really cool. And you can see them right there. Sweet. All right. And then let's move over here and let's look at everything's just kind of fading. Let's see if those SPY puts are coming up yet. And they are. They're at about 20%. And that's the second time that the market's given me an opportunity to trim those. So I'm going to go ahead and trim. All right. And that's going to come down here as well. So we just trimmed at 17, 20% or so on those puts. Okay. So what we'd like to see now, let's get back over here into the SPY. I'd like to start seeing the market bounce towards these levels. So I got my first trim in. You want to start seeing something bounce here. All right. Let's auto zoom this really quick. There we go. All right. Nice, Mike. All right, so SPY's starting to bounce just a tad. You see it's hanging on the 4 hour. It's hanging on the 9 EMA here. It's trying to. And we still have some puts left just in case. That's what you want to do on these strangles. You want to kind of keep some out there, especially when you're only trimming at like 25% and the market's just going sideways. It might just be a little bit longer and you might get that huge move to the upside or downside. So those babies are just basically on reserve in case we do get that bigger outside move. Okay, so just trying to stay patient. Also scanning here, looking at my scanners and seeing what we could be trading. So we'll go through those here in a second. There we go. Just like that. We're going to pull up. We're going to pull this up really quick. All right. So these are, if you want to take a snapshot of this, these are what we call AC/DC trades. All of these, the probabilities are high. All right, that's all I'm going to tell you. This is our favorite setup for trades, but you got to learn how to trade them, and I teach that. It's very, very simple. I actually went over it on Wish last night, how we trade it, but there's a lot that are popping up here, and sometimes I like the red ones because you want to see that they're still holding the AC/DC level, and as soon as they make a higher high, that's where I want to jump in. Okay, so some of the things that are just kind of popping out at me is a couple in here that look familiar. Some of these, I love it because it pulls up all kinds of different stuff. You got hubs on here. Some of these names I haven't seen in quite some time. So QS is on there. That was our focus trade from yesterday. How is that looking? Anybody in QS? On QS you did? Okay, gotcha. All right. Yeah, so, it's still, it made that high and it's just kind of, it looks like the rest of the market. It's freaking boring. It can't keep a trend, right? So, kind of coming up into resistance, pulling back. We are, again, ACDC. I like the trigger for us, guys. I'm going to go long over 32 if we can get over that, okay? So we'll try my hand out there at 32. I'm looking for 35 and a half, okay? All right, so we'll give you a little bit of update a little bit later. Things are, we'll look into the European close, which is another hour and, let's see here, hour and 15 minutes. We'll check back around that time after the European close, which is 10:30 Central Time here. I'll give you guys an update on what's going on. So thanks again.